enough show. We can go ahead and get started. What do you guys think? Oh, you can do better than that. Do you want to see some creatures? All right. Fantastic. All right. Here are the rules. The first one is easy. Stay off my stage unless I invite you on. But your eyes are all the way down there, so it should be fine. But I need this area in case something goes wrong. That way, if something does go wrong, I can pull the animal back and keep it safe from you so you don't bite my animal, okay? I take my danger area very seriously. Number 2, after you handle animals, please wash your hands, okay? They're animals. They crawl through really gross stuff. In fact, after crawling through gross stuff, I have never once seen any of the snakes wash their hands. So you should wash yours after holding a snake. Sound okay to you guys? We have sanitizer, no excuses. Oh, I haven't set it down. I have sanitizer, no excuses, because this stuff's great. If you get some gross stuff on your hands, a couple squirts of sanitizer, and your hands are still going to be gross. But they will be sterile and gross, and that's better. The best plan is to wash your hands in a sink with soap. Can you guys find a sink with soap? I couldn't hear you. Can you guys find a sink with soap? Fantastic. All right. Then we should definitely get started. I need that. I need that. I need that because you need to see what an alligator looks like when it's skinless. And and that. All right. The first one I brought's not a reptile. I cheated. I was told to bring a reptile, but I brought a cute little furry creature. Do you guys want to see cute and furry? Oh, we love to hold cute furry things. Right before we hold things that eat cute furry things. Here goes. Oops, wrong box. There we go. Cute and furry. Okay. Yeah, for the spider, I definitely have to come out here. All right. So, this is Curly, the curly-haired tarantula. Say hello, Curly. She looks big. She looks tough. She looks hairy. She looks scary. If you don't believe me that she looks scary, watch this. See? Scary. But don't worry, no one has ever died directly from a tarantula bite. I heard somebody over here wanted to hold one on their head. There you go. Her? No? All right. I won't actually, because I don't want you actually to be afraid, okay? I'll talk about that in a second because I have invented a way to protect yourself, okay? But how do they protect themselves? You see, they're not dangerous. No one's ever died directly from a tarantula bite. Unless you're allergic, you don't have to worry about the venom. She's also not tough. If I dropped her, she would get hurt so bad she'd probably die. So how does she protect herself from things that want to eat her? Well, I'll tell you. You see, if something gets in her face, something wants to eat her, she doesn't take that abuse. She'll stand up to whoever that bully is. Then, she goes... And it's really only scary if you're afraid of dandruff, okay? I'm having a bad hair life, I know. But her hair's different. First, the hair that she rubs, not actually up here on her head. They're back here on her rear end. So when she rubs her hair, it actually looks more like this, okay? And when she rubs her hairs, they come off. I hope mine don't. Hers do. And hers are light, so they float up into the air. But her hairs are itchy. So when they float up into the air, they get into the eyes of anything trying to eat them. It makes their eyes itch. Then it gets into the nose. Yeah, that's just gross. Gets in the nose of whatever's trying to eat them, and then it gets into their mouth, and they go gross. I don't want to eat a tarantula. Do you guys want to eat a tarantula? Yeah? Oh, I heard a yes. Who said yes? We've got one. Oh, good. Open up, buddy. I'm calling you on it. Here you go. Open your mouth. Open your mouth. Here goes. All right, let me get back up here. Because for anybody here who is still scared of spiders, I can help. I have personally invented a 3-step process to protect you from any spider coming across the ground to get you. Assuming you don't want to just walk away, you're faster than they are. But if it's coming across the ground to get you and you don't want to run away, step 1, just lift your foot up about 6 inches. Step 2, wait until a spider is underneath your foot. Step 3, put your foot back down. Okay? I recommend shoes, but that was very effective. It will stop the most venomous spiders in the world, the Sydney funnelweb and the Brazilian wandering spider. I recommend shoes. Now, as far as stomping spiders, don't try to stomp wall spiders. Really only good for ground spiders. Don't stomp wall spiders unless you know parkour or you're going to break your neck, okay? For wall spiders, what you need is some WD-40 and a lighter. Not actually a kid technique, though, okay? This is for your parents, not for you kids, all right? All right, I've got more to show you. You guys, we tend to overestimate how scary a spider is, even though they're small and fragile, just because it has a little venom. And we underestimate how powerful we are as big, giant, scary primates, okay? There is no antivenin to protect the spider from a stomping. All right, say goodbye to Curly, everybody. There you go, into the box. The next one I've got is so awesome, someone even wrote a song about it. And the song goes, come here, la cucaracha, running up and down the wall. Is that pretty gross? Yeah, I hear a lot of people say cockroaches are gross. However, do you know what the first thing a cockroach does after touching a person? Well, there it is. It takes a bath, thinks we're gross, okay? It takes a bath by licking everything off of its body and swallowing it, which humans usually say is gross until, until they get frosting on their fingers. Then the rules change, and that's the ideal bath to have, okay? Now, they eat salad. Anybody here like salad? Actually, they'll eat about anything, but they usually eat salad, okay? They'll eat rotten, nasty, mushy salad, which means salad that's gone bad and nobody wants to eat. They clean that up by eating it. So they're nature's garbage people. Garbage people are super important to any community, okay? You can't live without them. Then they go one step further and they become food for other creatures like lizards or birds or primates. Hey, you guys are primates. Do you guys want to eat a cockroach? Yeah, see, he knows. They're good, huh? You guys, they're crunchy on the outside and gooey inside. It's like eating boogers or scabs. I've got more. So say goodbye to the cockroach. Let go of me, cockroach. All right. No more creepy crawlies. That's it for the creepy crawlies. Now I've got actual reptiles. For the first one, I need a hand. Who's going to help me? Young kids. Oh, your hand was up pretty quick. Come on up here, friend. Give him a hand, everybody. Come on up here, crawl up here. There's a set of stairs somewhere if you can find them. All right, stand right here, face the audience, smile, look pretty. He's got pretty down. All right, what's your name? Mark. Nice to meet you, Mark. I had a teddy bear named Mark when I was your age. All right, you ready for this? Oh, I just admitted I had a teddy bear when I was your age, didn't I? Now, you're going to hold an animal. You know that, right? Oh, good, because it's an animal and it's going to do animal things. Some of those things you can do back at it. For example, if you think it's wiggling too much, wiggle back. Dancing's fun, okay? But some things you can't do to it even if it does it to you because you're bigger, so that's not fair, okay? It's like picking on a kindergartner. For example, it's probably going to kick you. Don't kick it back, okay? I don't want to see one of these, okay? If it scratches you, don't scratch it back either, all right? Even if it bites you, don't bite it back. And if it goes to the bathroom on you, definitely don't go to, you get it though, right? No. If you don't want to hold it anymore, don't drop it. It's a long fall for this animal. Just say banana, and I will grab it from you as fast as I can, okay? Yeah, the reason we have you say banana, Mark, is because if all you do is scream, cry, and wet your pants, we're going to be laughing too hard to help you, okay? Now, we probably better test that out. If you don't want to hold it anymore, what do you say? It's okay, but I think the Minions did it better. Can you guys do it like the Minions? 1, 2, 3. There you go. All right. Yeah, he's got it. All right, put your hands up like this. Good. I'll be right back with an animal for you to hold. All right, I'll go this way so the head's facing more toward Mom. There you go. Hands under its feet. There you go. Perfect. Okay. This is Sausage. Say hi, Sausage. She's a blue-tongued skink. Comes from northern Australia and New Guinea. We call it the blue-tongued skink because it has a blue tongue. Science is still easy, okay? And they come from Australia. And we named her Sausage because she looks like a hot dog looking for a place to happen, okay? Snakes know that. See, all she needs is a bun and she's a hot dog. Now, snakes have to swallow their food whole. They can't chew it up. So this is the perfect snake food, okay? Humans are a terrible snake food. You have the wrong shape. This is the perfect shape for a snake. So snakes love these. To a snake, this is a skink McNugget. So she has to protect herself. And she's got some tricks. First thing she's going to do if a snake gets in her face is she's going to stand up as tall as she can on really pathetic little legs. So it's not super scary, okay? But if it was borderline, then the snake might pass it by. But don't worry. If that doesn't work, as a backup plan, snake is still in her face. She's standing tall, then she'll huff and puff herself up to look as big as she can. It works, I know, because I flexed my muscles in front of a bully one time, and he was laughing so hard I had time to run away, okay? But if that doesn't work, she has a backup plan for the backup plan. Snake is still in her face. She's standing tall. She's puffed up. Then she goes, ah. I know, it's really only scary if you're afraid of, popsicles, right? If I had a popsicle, it would be scary. No. That's called aposematic coloration. It's a bright contrast. Even if you don't see in color, it's a bright contrast. If you're that easy to spot, then it's too good to be true, okay? Because you might be bitter or poisonous or venomous, which are different things. So a lot of creatures will be startled by that and pass them by, okay? Yeah, if it's too good to be true, it probably is. And snakes know that. That means Snakes hardly ever fall for the Nigerian prince email scam, okay? It's a good way to protect yourself, and a lot of animals use that. All right, these guys actually make pretty good pets. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't get a pet. Just to be smart about it, if you do think about getting a pet, choose wisely and read a book. Who here likes to read books? Awesome, read books about everything. If you have a pet, go home and read a book about your pet tonight. If you don't have a pet, it's okay. Go read a book about blue-tongued skinks or read a book about Mark. But read books about stuff, okay? And if you make sure you read about your pets before you get them, because you don't want to get a pet, then find out a week after you got it that it was actually a bad idea to put a hippopotamus in your bathtub, right? Okay, let me go ahead and take this. Give Mark a big hand, everybody. Some sanitizer right there, my friend. And have a seat. Say goodbye to Sausage. All right, I need another helper. This time we had a boy last time. Let's take a girl. Where's a girl? All right, you look like a girl. Are you a girl? Come on up here. Come on, give her a hand, everybody. I have to ask if you're a girl because, believe it or not, I've made that mistake on stage before where I brought someone up and got that wrong. Yeah. You know, I've gotten that wrong more than once. One time, I didn't even find out until the third date that I got that wrong. Are you ready? Okay. Now, you don't look ready. Something's missing. You look, I know what it is. You need the hat, so you look like an animal person. If your head starts to itch, don't worry about it. It's really not that big a thing once you get used to it. All right. Oh, it's back here. You get a bigger one. All right. That's why I put the hat on your head, because it has claws, and the hat acts as claw protection, so you have a lizard mohawk. Okay. This is Gordon. Say hello, Gordon. Gordon is a Cuban iguana. There are different types of iguanas. You've seen the green iguana in your pet store. Actually, one of the most advanced pets to keep. I don't recommend it for a beginner. If you're ready for an advanced pet, great, okay? Because you can have advanced pets. In fact, there you go. Humans are some of the most advanced pets, okay? Ask your parents. They know they're terrible pets. Humans are expensive to feed. They bite. They get big. They're expensive to cage. But you can have a pet as advanced as a human if you want when you're an adult. For about 18 years, in fact, and sometimes even longer than that, against your will, okay? All right, here, tell you what, I'll go ahead and take the hat. There you go. And I'll put my hat on. You want to try petting him? He's just got claws, so he'll cut you out. That's why I'm going to hold him. There you go. That was fantastic. He's pretty cool, isn't he? All right, she did fantastic. You guys, give her a hand. Sanitizer's right there. All right. Now, they may be advanced, but here's some stuff. They eat salad. Who here likes to eat salad? Fantastic, eh? And who knows what happens if you pull on a lizard's tail? It pops off. Then what happens? It grows back, which is way better than your tails. I don't know, some mass tail extinction went on because you guys are all missing your tails, but none of you have grown them back. His will grow back. It doesn't grow back as long, and it does not grow back as pretty, so don't go pulling on lizards' tails, but it grows back, which is way better than me. Here's something else. It also has 3 eyes. It's just that one of them is not very advanced like ours, okay? He's got the 2 normal eyes, and then in the middle of his forehead, he has a dot right here. It's called the parietal eye. It's a primitive eye. It's kind of like your eye if your eye were just missing some parts. It senses light patterns, so he doesn't see consciously with it, but light patterns are super important because his behavior is super dependent on the sun, and that tells him where and when the coolest places to hang out in the sunshine are, okay? He needs the sun for lots of stuff, and so that's super useful. That's a pretty cool thing to have, but I've got still more to show you, so say goodbye, Gordon! There you go. I've got a bigger lizard over here. There you go. Now, this guy is bigger. A lot of people are afraid of snakes, but I have to be honest. You see, here we go. Snakes are like safety lizards. They don't have claws to cut you up, because even a friendly lizard is like being friends with Edward Scissorhands, okay? And pound for pound, a lizard has a more powerful bite than a snake, and a dog or a cat more powerful than that. Okay, pound for pound. So if you have the same weight of lizard and the same weight of snake, the lizard has the worst bite. So everybody's afraid of the wrong ones. Besides that, snakes kill by squeezing. That's hugging. Snakes kill by hugging. Being afraid of a snake is like being afraid of a Care Bear. Okay? So this guy is a lizard. He's more likely to cut you up. If I lose control and he escapes, don't panic, okay? Because he can only kill one person at a time, and there are lots of you guys. So may the odds be ever in your favor. All right, here goes. He can't kill anybody, actually, but he's still big and impressive. Oh, yeah, and look at that. He's shedding some skin. All right. This is for whoever gets to it first. All right. Dive, dive. All right, she's going for the lizard. Oh, no, good job. But you're pretty awesome. Here, tell you what, give me a high tail, sweetheart. You want to hightail me? That doesn't mean run away. Hightail. Hightail. There you go. Good job. Okay, good job. You can go have a seat now. You should get some sanitizer, too. Don't lick your fingers clean. It's pretty gross. All right. Somebody's having stew later. All right. Now, back to where I was. Has anyone here ever heard of a Komodo dragon? Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is not a Komodo dragon. Sorry, can't have one. Next best thing, though. The Komodo dragon is called the Komodo monitor because it's a monitor lizard that comes from the island of Komodo. Science is easy. There are lots of different types of monitor lizards. This one's a Nile monitor because it hangs out in the Nile River in Africa. Has anyone here ever heard of Mrs. Kipling? Mrs. Kipling is an Asian water monitor. It looks similar to this because it's a good shape and color to be if you're hanging out in the water, okay? But it's a very different lizard, okay? So there are a lot of different monitors. Most of them eat meat. So what does what does Azrak here eat? Meat, okay? Mrs. Kipling eats meat. Komodo dragon eats, well, you guys, you're made out of meat. That's the only one that could really do that, okay? So these guys aren't really dangerous other than the bite being no fun. All right. Now, there are 3 from the Philippines that eat fruit, but most monitor lizards eat meat. Yeah, he sheds his skin, he wears it out, grows new skin underneath. You do it too. You just do it in such small pieces that you don't notice it coming off. But you shed all sorts of skin every day. Who knows what happens if I pull on a lizard's tail? Comes off. So I probably shouldn't go like this, right? Monitor lizards are different. They don't lose their tails like other lizards. They need them. He stores fat in the base of his tail in case he has to go a long time without food. He swims with his tail as well. That's why it's flat further down. He can push it back and forth through the water, and that propels him forward, okay? He can also, hold his arms and legs against his body, and then he's shaped like a torpedo, so he's fast in the water, you guys, okay? And he can also use his tail to defend himself. It's a weapon. He can whip you with his tail. Now, you guys just saw me pull a lizard's tail today. Does that mean you should go try that? No. If I do that wrong, I could hurt this lizard. I've worked with these animals a long time. I know what they can do, not just safely, but comfortably. So please don't go try it, okay? If you do that wrong, you could hurt the animal. Do I want to hurt any of these animals? No. If I'm not careful, they can hurt me too. And even when I am careful, sometimes I still bleed. So if you see an animal you don't know, don't run up and grab it, okay? If you see a dog you don't know, don't run up and grab that one either, and don't tie snakes in knots. Is everybody okay with that? All right. Now, he sticks his tongue out at you every so often. Who knows what he's doing? He's smelling. That's right. He smells with his tongue. He's not being rude. He's not going... He's smelling you. He's being creepy. He smells with his tongue, and it's forked, split at the end, like a snake's. Now, why is it split? Couldn't he smell with one piece of tongue? He could. You have 2 ears. You only need one to hear. Why do you have 2? That's so that you can hear in stereo. If you can hear in stereo, you can instantly tell which direction a sound came from, and that is a superpower. Although the superpower I want is actually telekinesis, because I want to be able to push other people's gas pedals when I'm in the left lane on the freeway, okay? Does anybody here have telekinesis? If anybody has telekinesis, raise my hand. Nothing, huh? Okay, so, yeah, he can smell in stereo. So if he's watching smell-o-vision, he's going to enjoy it more because he can tell which direction a smell comes from. More good smell on one fork, he goes one way. More on another fork, he goes to go another way, okay? And he likes rotten smells because he can eat rotten stuff. So I use him as a bath detector, okay? There we go. We can see who didn't take a bath because he likes rotten smells. Oh, hi, Stinky. All right. All right, you guys want to see some more stuff? Say goodbye to Azrak. There you go, big friend. All right, stay in the box. Nope, stay in the box. Okay. All right, for the next one, I need a helper. And we had a girl last time, right? So it's time for a boy. You look like a boy. Are you a boy? Come on up here, boy. Give him a hand, everybody. Stand right here, face front, smile, look pretty. Are you ready? Okay. Now, for this one, I need you to put your hands up like you're going to eat a cheeseburger. Turn your cheeseburger upside down in front of your belly button, and I'll be right back with an animal for you to hold, okay? And here we go. Fingers under the bottom, thumbs on top. Don't drop it, but don't squeeze too hard. This species has a squishy shell, okay? Have you got it? All right. This is Flapjack. Say hi, Flapjack. And this is, what was your name? What? Darius? Say hi to Darius. All right. Now, Flapjack here is a pancake tortoise, and we call them pancake tortoises because they taste really good with butter and syrup, okay? That's probably not it, huh? No. They're called pancake tortoises because flat, like a pancake. Thought I ran it over. Turns out it's supposed to be flat. And this is a land tortoise. It's good to know the difference because there are people that are throwing turtles in the water in order to save them, and what they're doing is drowning tortoises, okay? They can swim, but just not like champs. So if you throw them in the ocean, they got no chance. So This is a land tortoise. I can tell because the back feet are shaped like elephant feet. But this one lives a lifestyle more like a lizard than a tortoise. And if you're tall like an SUV, you'll roll like an SUV. So these guys are flatter and they're squishier, so they can squeeze into skinny places. Their shell is soft, so they can get over the bumps, and then they can suck in air, making them puffy so that nobody can pull them out. Good defense in the wild. Not as many as we'd like of these in the wild, okay, because people like to catch them for pets. Now, it's okay if you guys want a pet. I'm not saying you should or shouldn't, just that you should study and learn about them. But if you do get one that was born as a pet. These guys breed in captivity, okay? It just costs a little bit more to get one, but they're always healthier and happier because they're used to it. They're not afraid of you all the time. They're much better if they're born as pets. In fact, she has had a baby at the shop, okay? Her baby's name is Skillet. It's a tiny little thing, okay? Yeah. She doesn't know she had a baby. She doesn't care, okay? She's a terrible deadbeat mom, okay? All right, you want me to take over? All right, go get some sanitizer and have a seat. Give him a hand, everybody. I've got more. Say goodbye to Flapjack. Into the box. All right, I've got a turtle. This next one is a water turtle. It's in here. There we go. Oh, it gets better. There it is. This is Bowser. Say hello to Bowser, everybody. Bowser is an alligator snapping turtle. No, he's not just any old snapping turtle. He's not a snapping turtle. He's an alligator snapping turtle. That's snapping turtle plus alligatorness, okay? Yeah, he's actually not that closely related to the common snapping turtle, which has a white mouth if you're trying to ID them. They get a little bit bigger. The common snapping turtle gets a little bigger than this, and they can break your finger if they bite it. And they'll chase down and destroy things inside any river or pond they're in. Our animals here are not used to them. That's why it's against the law to have this or a common snapping turtle in Utah, okay? And that's because they don't want them to destroy our animals that are supposed to be living here. Don't ever go and get one. It's against the law, okay? This guy's against the law too, but he's not quite as bad because he's not as aggressive. He doesn't chase his food down. His technique for hunting is to sit still, hold still, and wait until food comes into his mouth. It's a technique I've seen a lot of dads use from the couch. Okay? Yeah. He is all about camouflage. He'll grow moss on his back. Around his neck, you'll see fringe. That's 3D camouflage. His eyeballs are camouflage. How many things have camouflage eyeballs? Even the inside of his mouth is camouflage, so he can sit there with his mouth open until something swims into his mouth. Now nobody knows he's a turtle, but they still might not swim into his mouth. So what does he do? In the bottom of his mouth, he has a little appendage, okay? It's a little piece of flesh he can fill with blood, and then he wiggles it around. Now it's pink and wiggling, and it looks like a worm. A fish sees that, or a crawdad sees that, and they think they've got a free meal, a worm in a patch of moss. So it swims on over, and as soon as he gets close enough, they, bam, grabs a hold, okay? That's how he hunts. He's a slow grower, but he's a long liver, okay? So he could live over 100 years, and this guy's not that big yet. They can get to be over... or is it the 200 pounds for this species. Biggest freshwater turtle species in the Americas, one of the biggest in the world, okay? And it's purely American. It lives nowhere except this country, Mississippi River drainage areas. Nowhere except for this country. That's purely American. Actually, it's from the South, so we can't just be American, it's American, okay? That's a pretty awesome animal, absolutely prehistoric, and one of my favorites in the show. But I've got still more to show you, so say goodbye to Bowser. All right. Into the box, Bowser. All right, we broke the law once. Now I have special permission. But I've got another one, also against the law. So are you guys with me to break a law? So yeah, the answer to that question is yes, huh? Yeah, for anybody here that said yes to breaking the law, do you want to go to the bank later? All right, be right back. It's right. Oh, I brought Ducky is what I brought. All right. Couldn't remember which one I brought. There you are. This is Ducky. Say hello to Ducky, everybody. Ducky is a caiman, okay? Now, that means he's like an alligator. He's more closely to an alligator than a crocodile. There are more than just alligators and crocodiles, okay? There are alligators, crocodiles, caiman, and gharials, and multiple species of most, okay? Most of those. So there are a lot of different species of each of those. Okay, this is a dwarf caiman. They don't get very big, so you're looking between 4 and 5 feet top, okay? So he's not going to get very big, but his guy's built like a tank. This guy's illegal too because he's a crocodilian, and many crocodilians, all crocodilians are a bad pet to a degree, some much worse than others because some of them can eat you, and I don't need a pet that can turn me into a bowel movement. That's not how I want to go, okay? This guy doesn't get big enough to kill you, but he is still illegal. Now, he is built like a tank. He has armor that you can't see. These aren't just scales on his back. Every bump in his back has a bone inside the skin. So he's wearing armor plating everywhere. Helps him absorb warmth and helps him win fights because he's got armored chainmail all over his body. In fact, alligators and crocodiles tend to have that, but on the belly, they don't have bones, and that's what you make boots and bags out of. These guys are common in the wild because we don't hunt them for skins, because the bone makes the skin no good, and they don't get big enough to be useful, so they don't get hunted down. This guy has armor everywhere. If you removed his skin, he would still look like a complete animal, just with white bone instead of skin. He even has armor plates over his eyeballs. His eyeballs are real big, and on this guy, it's a little different. They're on the side of his head. Good night vision, but he has to poke more of his head out of the water than the regular ones because his eyes are on the side rather than on top like most of them. Okay? Now, he has the strongest stomach acids of any creature on the planet. Alligators, caiman, crocodiles, they can digest bone. They can even digest hair, which is harder to digest than bone, which means if you ever have a need for it, they can remove all of the DNA if you have a need for that, okay? That's specifically for any dads with pretty daughters, okay? So, he's got that going for him. Better heart than you have, better lungs than you have, okay? They're a very specialized animal. They've lived around for a very long, long time, okay? He has valves in his nose, valves in his ears, and a valve in the back of his throat, so he's watertight when he goes underwater. Now, my lips can close off my mouth, but I get water in my ears because I can't close my ear holes. How about you guys? I can close my nose holes, but I have to pinch it, and so I just feel like I'm squishing my boogers, okay? I've come up with a new technique, though. Instead of pinching my nose closed, I now use a technique I invented. It's called the pick and plug, okay? I plug my nose this way. It does three things. Number one, it plugs my nose. Number two, when I remove my fingers, it cleans out my nose. You got to keep your nasal cavities evacuated in case you're talking to someone shorter than you. And number three, you have a snack for later, and that's good, too, okay? Yeah, all right. Now, these guys can eat about anything that's meat, okay? So he's not picky. He'll even eat stuff that's rotten and dead. We've got still more to show you. Oh, he's from South America. Say goodbye to Ducky, everybody. All right, Ducky in the box. And now all I've got left are snakes. You guys didn't want to see snakes, though, did you? You want to see snakes, huh? All right, I thought you might want to see a snake, so I brought a snake. I think it's a girl's turn. What girl wants to help me? Oh, she had it up fast. Come on up here, girl. Give her a hand, everybody. Come stand up here, face front. You know how this works. What's your name? Sabrina. Face the front, Sabrina. It's nice to meet you. I'm Shane, okay? That was covered in goo from the crocodile, what, that thing, the caiman. Okay, Sabrina, do you know what a black mamba, you know what? Don't worry, it's going to be fine, okay? If you see a venomous snake, because there are plenty here in Utah. We have rattlesnakes here. In this part of Utah, we have what's called the Great Basin rattlesnake. As rattlesnakes go, they're not very big and they're not very cranky, but they're still potentially dangerous. So if you see one, should you pick it up with your bare hands or should you pick it up with tools and gloves? No, you shouldn't touch it at all, sweetheart. How have you survived this long? Yeah, Poison Control tells us that they hardly ever see a truly innocent rattlesnake bite in Utah. Now, innocent bites do happen. They're just really rare. You can avoid those by watching where you put your hands and feet, okay? But most rattlesnake bites are people that are either playing with them or trying to kill them. If you stay away, it's safer. In fact, there is a way to tell if a snake is safe or dangerous when you see one. You want to know how to tell? Okay, all you do is leave it alone. If you leave it alone, it's a safe snake. It doesn't matter how venomous it is. Sound good? Except that we want to show these guys a snake. So today, we're going to use the tools and gloves so we can get it out. Sound good? Okay, I've got them right here. Sabrina, do you know how to use one of these? No? Oh, well, that's going to be good news for us because it should be funny. All right. You go and put the gloves on. Thumb goes in the thumb hole if you get confused. Are you right or left-handed? Right-handed? Okay, perfect. You hold this with your right hand, okay? There you go. Now, keep this part flat and this part dangling down like this, okay? I'm going to grab the snake's tail, hand it to his hand. Hold it overhand, hold it firm so you don't drop it, okay? And then we're going to hang the snake's head in the hook. That gets the venomous head away from your soft fleshy parts, and that's good, huh? But you want the venomous head as far away from you as you can get it, so you're going to use the hook to push the head further from you, closer to them, okay? All right. Now, there is something. Sabrina, I can't help but notice, I just told everybody here that I was going to hand you a venomous snake, right? Sabrina, nobody has tried to stop me. Do people not like you? I'm just kidding. They just trust me. All right, here goes. Okay, now, real important. The thing you've got to keep in mind, anytime you're handling a snake like this one, is that you've got to keep the snake's head as far away from any people as you can. Sorry about that. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't hand you a venomous snake. You know how I know, or how you can tell? Because, there we go, because I don't want to go back to jail. All right. All right. All right, you ready? Have you got it? Don't worry, it's not going to hurt you. It's harmless, okay? Yeah, don't worry, hardly ever kills anyone. In fact, it's only killed me once this week, okay? It can't kill you. Most snakes can't kill you. There are only 3. You know, it is heavy, isn't it? There's another way to hold it. You want to try it the other way? Okay, let me take the snake for a second, because this snake is not dangerous and it's not venomous, so you don't need the hook. You don't even need the glove. Give me the glove. Sabrina, give me the glove. No? All right, you don't have to have it. You can wear the gloves, okay? Are you ready? It goes here. All right. Good thing you had those gloves. All right, I'll hold the head because I know people are nervous about the head, okay? But if you think you're ready for the head, I'll give it to you, okay? Because he's not likely to bite, but anything with a mouth can bite, so I can't promise he won't bite you, but I can't promise him you won't bite him either, okay? But even if he does bite you, it's a Band-Aid at the worst, okay? Do you want to try it? You want to try the whole snake? All right, there you go. Better get it quick. I don't know how long she's got it, Mom. Better pull that up for her Instabooks or Facegrams, all that stuff. All right, so this is a Mexican black king snake, okay? We named it Ninja, but I don't want any confusion. You see, this is a snake named Ninja. This is a ninja named Sabrina. Don't mix them up, okay? You doing okay? I don't want you to push too far. If you're ready, just calmly tell me banana, and I'll take it from you, okay? Are you okay still? It can't hurt you. Here, in fact, I'll tell you how dangerous they are, okay? There are only 3 ways snakes can kill their food. Some don't bother to kill their food. They eat it alive, and it dies in their tummy. Garter snakes do that, okay? Who's seen a garter snake before? Hardly any snakes do that because you have to be eating something pretty harmless, and anything big gets bigger. There you go. Some snakes use venom, but that's about 20% of the snakes in the world that use venom. Everything else is a constrictor. They kill by squeezing, okay? This snake kills by squeezing. Now, even though most snakes kill by squeezing, there are only 7 species that get big enough to kill a person by squeezing, and this is not one of them. So it cannot kill you, no matter how hard it tries, okay? This is not one of the species that can kill people. So if it bites you, it's a Band-Aid. Don't panic, okay? Yeah, there's no reason to be afraid of snakes. They're like safety lizards, okay? It's a king snake because this snake can eat a rattlesnake. Any snake that has king in the name, like the king cobra, eats snakes, including this snake, okay? This is a Mexican black king snake because it's from Mexico and it's black, except for this really pretty mother of pearl belly. You see that? See that, audience? That's one of the most gorgeous snakes out there. I like these guys. You did a fantastic job, so go ahead and give me the glove now. We're done now. Give me the glove. Sabrina, give me the glove. You can't steal a glove on stage, Sabrina. You're not a magician. Give me the glove. Got it. Give her one more round of applause, you guys. She was awesome. Say goodbye to Ninja. It doesn't do any good. Snakes are deaf to airborne sounds. All right. There we go. Okay. The next snake I've got, I need another helper. Who's a boy? You had it up fast. Come on up here in the A's hat. Come on up here. Give him a hand, everybody. Our angel's hat. I don't know. I don't follow. Stand face front. Smile. Look pretty. You ready for this? What's your name? Jared. Nice to meet you, Jared. I'm Shane. Jared is going to hold a boa. So right now is a good time for everyone else here to say goodbye to Jared. All right, Jared. Here it is. There you go. He's a little stinky. He needs a bath. Okay, are you ready? You got it? Okay, this is Charlie Brown. Say hi to Charlie Brown. Still does no good. Snakes are deaf. Rattlesnakes never heard his own rattle. All right. Charlie Brown is a Dumerel's boa. He is a boa, but there are a lot of different types of boas. He's full grown, but he's a little on the small side for this species, okay? But there are a lot of different boas. This guy comes from Madagascar. Who here has seen the movie Madagascar? Awesome. Okay, in that movie, you know those lemur guys that go, I like to move it, move it. You know those guys? Yeah, he eats those. Okay. There are a lot. This guy's still not big enough to kill people, okay? Yeah. There are even boas that live wild right here in these mountains. The boas we have in Utah. Yeah, there are wild boas in Utah. Those are snakes that can get to be as big around as my thumb. Not all boas are big. What we have in Utah is called the rubber boa because it looks like a rubber band, but don't flip it like a rubber band. It's not going to work well for the snake. But some boas get bigger. Boa constrictor is a bigger snake. Still not dangerous to people, though. Okay, It's well known because it's a bigger snake that is commonly kept as a pet. So people think it's one of the big ones, but they get bigger, and that one's not dangerous to people. Even the ones that can kill a person still aren't out to get you. So they're not just going to randomly try and attack you without a reason. Same as you're not going to punch the person sitting next to you without a reason, right? Same thing. So they're not out to get you. But you are a big, scary animal. Even if you had a 15-foot snake, it's only a few inches tall, you look like a big, scary thing that could stomp it in the head. So they could be scared of you, and then they react differently. You ever seen someone panic? Yeah, run up to mom with that spider I had earlier and see if she punches you. She might, okay? So don't be afraid of them, but treat them with respect. Give them the space they need, okay? All right, I'll go and take this snake here. Oh, by the way, there is another boa that is bigger. The heaviest snake in the world is a boa. They call it the anaconda. You ever heard of the anaconda? The green anaconda is the world's heaviest snake, and it is a type of boa. But it is not the longest snake in the world. It's the heaviest. All right, give him a hand, everybody. Into the box, friend. There you go. Okay. Now I have a python, and it's over there. Okay. This is Mary. Say hello to Mary. Mary is a blood python, okay? She comes from Sumatra. She's full grown. That's how big she gets. So pythons come in all sorts of different shapes and sizes. There are lots, well, one basic shape. There are lots of different types of pythons. Some pythons are small, like children's pythons. Some are bigger, okay? There are a lot of them. In fact, so many pythons. There are ball pythons, blood pythons, tree pythons, Monty pythons, reticulated pythons, lots of pythons, okay? Ball pythons are actually exceptional pets. Again, not saying you should or shouldn't get one, just that you should be smart about it, but they're not very big, their bite's not very bad, and thanks to selective breeding, they come in designer colors. This is a blood python, still not dangerous to people, okay? Now, lots of different pythons, also all those different types of boas. So what is the main difference between a python and a boa if it's not just one snake either way? Pythons lay eggs. Boas have live babies. Now, they're non-placental. They're not mammals. There are still eggs. It's just that mom carries the whole egg inside her body till they hatch, so you never see the egg. Boas, rattlesnakes, garter snakes all have live babies. You'll find rattlesnakes in these hills, but you won't find their eggs because mom is carrying them with her. Pretty cool, right? Yeah. This one's a python, so she would lay eggs, okay? All right. We've still got more. I've got one more snake, so say goodbye to Mary, everybody. She will be on display over there. You can see the display over there. We have a few things, including a bigger alligator. If you want, you can come and pay a few bucks and feed the alligator if you would like to with a fishing pole. You can come pet a tortoise, and that's absolutely free. There we go. I need 3 adult assistants. There's 1, 2, and 3. Come on up here, adult assistants. Give them a hand, everybody. My snake is stinky. I think he needs a bath. Come on up here. Come on up here. All right, the reason I brought you 3 up here, I only see 2 of you walking up here. Where'd the third one go? There he is. Okay. The reason I have you 3 up here is because you're expendable. That's really what it is. Sorry. Okay? You see, she's super nice, but anything with a mouth can what? Bite. Now, she's super nice, and her bite's not as bad as a dog or a cat, so it's still not that bad, but it's scary because it's a snake for some people. So I want to make sure if she bites anybody, it's me. So I'm going to hold the head, okay? So that means I'm going to stand on this end. I'm going to hold the head. Okay, but if she gets past me, I would rather she get an adult than one of the kids. Sound okay to you guys? All right, there we go. Now you know what you're here for. Yeah. All right, I'm going to hold the head. You got the body. More of the body. You're going to get some tail. Lucky you. Okay, here goes. All right, come on in here and get some snake. Perfect. And somebody go behind him. There you go. There's more in there. You can walk toward him. If the head dangles off, I do a little better. All right. There we go. Oh, you can give these guys a hand. They're being brave. I know I'd never touch a snake that big. This is Nobby. Say hi, Nobby. She is a Burmese python. She comes from Vietnam. Now, she is actually the wrong pattern. Selective breeding has given us some unique colors and patterns. She's the right color, wrong pattern. That's because she is many, many generations of pet. You see, in the past 30 years, millions of giant snakes have been kept in as pets in America, and there have only been 17 deaths in all of America in millions of snakes in 30 years, okay? 17 deaths is still a tragedy, but bear in mind that every single year in America, about 15 people die from grapes, okay? And none of those 17 have been general public. They've all been directly associated with the keeper, which means if your neighbor has a giant snake as a pet, there is zero threat to you. And if you have a giant snake as a pet, as long as you know what you're doing, the threat is de minimis, which means very, very, very small, okay? Only if you know what you're doing. That doesn't mean go get one. That doesn't mean go and grab somebody's escaped llama or anything that's escaped, okay? Just treat animals with respect if you see one. Can you kids do that? There's no reason to fear them. Just treat them with respect, okay? She's about 12 feet, and I haven't weighed her, but I guess she's around 60 or 70 pounds, okay? She feels heavier because she sags in funny places. It's not like holding a bar. Now, she's pretty normal size. They can get much bigger. If you're looking close to the record, you're looking at about 19 feet for this species, okay? The longest species is the reticulated python. The record is a snake named Medusa, lives at a haunted house at 25 feet. Okay, that's pretty big. Okay, that's pretty big, but there's an extinct species of snake called Titanoboa that was 48 feet, 2,000 pounds. But they were around after the dinosaurs. They're not around anymore, okay? No one has genuinely found a snake over 30 feet. You hear about them, but they're always hoaxes or people who just eyeballed it and guessed with their eyeballs. But eyeballs are terrible at measuring things, okay? So she's not going to get that big, okay? Again, she's not out to get us, okay? She's not trying to attack me. She's super nice. And her bite isn't that bad, but she's one heck of a hugger. She'll hug you to death, okay? She's a girl. I can tell she's a girl partially because she's big. You see, in snake world, girls are bigger. In snake world, girls are stronger. In snake world, girls rule. Give yourselves a hand, girls. Yeah. No reason to fear snakes, girls. They're on your side. But boys, I've got you too. Boys, in human world, boys are bigger. In human world, boys are stronger. And in human world, girls rule anyway, okay? Just wait till you grow up, you'll learn that. Rattlesnakes, the boys are bigger. Pretty sure the girls still rule. So we know for sure she's a girl for a few other reasons. Number one, boas and pythons have claws, okay? But her claws are tiny, so tiny you'd have to go digging for them to see them. So that means she's a girl. Boys have big claws that are real obvious and a pelvis so that they can move those claws around. They're called spurs because there's actually a little bone in there, and they can move them around. That's because the boys like to tickle the girls. And we're going to tell you kids that it's because they're being mean to the girls until you get old enough first to explain why the boys might want to tickle the girls, okay? The final thing is, the way we can tell she's a girl is we go to the tail end over there and probe it. It's the same thing aliens keep doing to hillbillies, all right? All right. Did you folks enjoy the show? Fantastic. Now, here in a minute, you kids are going to get the chance to come up here and pet the bunny. The bunny is right about here. So, here are the rules. First, please be gentle. Don't slap, pinch, or squeeze the snakes. They're not toothpaste. Is that okay? Please be gentle. Don't come near the head. She's super nice, but anything with a mouth can bite. And we just had a bunny up here in the previous show, so I want to make sure I'm the only one near the head. If you have been petting bunnies, please sanitize your hands first to help reduce the smell of bunny because that's her favorite thing, okay? Now, please be gentle. Don't come near the head. She's going to feel like plastic because scales are made of the same stuff as your hair and fingernails. Touch your fingernails, they feel like plastic. Her scales will be softer because they're thinner, but it's the same stuff, okay? Same stuff as feathers, same stuff as hair, same stuff as a rhinoceros's horn, okay? There we go. After you guys are done petting animals, what should you do? Wash your hands. We have flyers here next to the sanitizer. We do birthday parties, schools, libraries, fairs, any kind of event we can. We also do bird shows if reptiles aren't your thing. Finally, if you did enjoy the show, make sure you let the fair know that. Go and tell them. And you can tell them right now as well by just giving them a big round of applause for all of this they brought in for all of us. You guys have a fantastic fair down here. Thank you very much. All right, guys, let's go ahead and gently, slowly